All right, welcome back to the Surly Talk Sports podcast, the preview pod brought to you by the TAB and Michelob Ultra. Feels weird not having any Super Rugby this week. Luckily, though, we still have the NRL, and on that, your TAB code this week is SCRUM. Place a winning team and margin bet on the NRL, and if your bet loses, get up to $20 back as bonus cash. Some good games for that option this weekend. Titans at home, underdogs against the Bulldogs. You can get them 1 to 12 at $3.05. Of course, the mighty One New Zealand Warriors, underdogs too, 1 to 12 over the Finns, $3.70. Not bad. Go 13 plus, you can get sixes. Have a swing. Hope the boys show up and dominate at Suncorp again. If not, you get your money back as bonus cash up to $20. So that code again is SCRUM. Mate, Football World Cup, NRL, that's going to dominate the pod this week. All Blacks game in 10 days. First one. Early thoughts. 3-0 sweep?
Yeah, hopefully. It should be. I'm hyped for the Warriors game this weekend and the All Whites. We'll put the All Blacks on the back burner for a little bit. All Whites, massive game.
Yeah.
Huge game.
So Saturday.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Oh, no, 3 o'clock, sorry.
3 o'clock. Horrible clash with grassroots sport.
Horrible clash. A lot of stuff has been moved around, in Auckland at least.
Oh,
I know
really?
not everything, but some clubs have organised agreements. But Northern Football didn't step in and go, okay, we know that the All Whites are playing on this date about a year and a half out. So there should be no surprise that they were playing on this date and they couldn't reschedule games and stuff. It was stupid. But I'm lucky enough playing at 12 o'clock. So I'll be done at 2 o'clock. So I'll be ripping in for the All Whites at 3 o'clock. Cannot wait. I mean, if they win, geez, it'll be a big night going into the Warriors as well.
Oh, massive night. Yeah, I'll be out at Massey, Moya Park, mighty Northcote lads. Finals footy time, which is where the big dogs show up, and I'm hoping the Coat can do the same. Took on Massey, who finished second last week. We finished fifth. Young side, but shit, we've been building. Probably our best performance of the year last weekend. Lost to Massey by 2 points. Opportunity to win down the stretch. Couple goal kicks didn't go our way. Our kicker went off during the game. So a few bodies back this week. Massey will be better than they were last weekend, but geez, they're already guaranteed a semi. So I'd love a cheeky little upset. It's like the highest ranked.
Oh, the old lucky loser.
Yeah, the lucky loser. So 1 and 2 locked into semis, and then Taka Bays and Massey and us playing do or die footy. So,
you love an underdog story.
Yeah,
you got to attack the week as you would if you were the favourites. But the boys will be up for it. The Northcote lads.
Mate, the Coat lads
what is it? LTC? What is it?
Yeah, there you go, mate. You've nailed it. LTC and. Look, if not, my Saturday and Sunday really takes a turn. It is going to be all those Michelobs that they sent.
Oh, get up the coat.
Will be getting devoured in the sheds. But fingers crossed, we can push that another couple of weeks. Round 17, NRL footy gets underway. Thursday night code, Eels hosting the Bunnies at Combank. Eels $2.50 underdogs. The Bunnies $1.53. This is a big game for the Bunnies. They sit in 7th at the moment. They're only one win outside the top 4 though. So a win here against the 14th placed Eels would really help push forward their top 4 hopes this year. Mitch Moses is back for the Eels. It's his 250th game of his NRL career, so Volkman switches into 5'8". Joash Papali drops to the interchange. For the Bunnies, they get Cam Murray back from his origin rest. Latrell, that's probably the big news actually, in particular around the Bunnies and origin. Hasn't played since round 11. Back injury, was due back this week. Picked up a calf niggle. He's out for another 2 weeks. He will not be there for Origin Game 3. I am devastated.
He would have been a good in for Laurie Daly and your men, but...
Laurie probably wouldn't have even picked him.
Yeah, so maybe not.
Well, played him at lock.
Maybe not.
Off the bench.
He's such a good player, man. No matter whether you think he's a grab, no matter what you think of Latrell Mitchell, he's a very good player. And on his day... geez, he can rip a game open by himself. So, I mean, when I looked at the team list, I went, Latrell's in. Oh, no, it's not Latrell Mitchell, it's Latrell Siegwald.
Yeah, he's getting a good run, isn't he?
Yes.
Fair bit of difference between the two at this stage anyway. Siegwald may go on to be one of the great Latrells, the best Latrell, but this stage, I feel like Latrell Mitchell would have been the perfect guy to bring into the Blues for Game 3. Someone with a bit of swagger, just crazy confidence that can break a game open, because we have not looked like breaking the game open throughout this series.
Well, it's not like he has Homoli Olakwatu or, like the likes of Wade Egan.
There's some talent there.
Yeah. some swagger as well.
It would be nice for Laurie to be
Jerome
reminded that. Yeah,
Some
Jerome.
swagger. I'm not saying that these players deserve to be in there. Well, I am for Hamoli.
Yeah,
but
and Wade.
And probably Jackson Ford. We'll talk about that soon. But,
Unfortunate.
like in general, there's some players there.
Yeah.
That could no doubt bring the swagger.
Look, there's no shortage of talent in the New South Wales pool, that's for damn
Yeah.
sure. In terms of this game, the Eels haven't beaten the Bunnies at Combank since 2019. The Rabbitohs have won 9 of their last 10 against Para. AJ, 18 tries in 16 games against the Eels. You probably have a try-scoring stat for him against every team, though. Mitchie Moses, 250th. As mentioned, I think this will be a good game. Para have shown all year that they don't roll over despite being way down on troops. For me, the Bunnies should be too good. They do have some big names back, still missing a couple, but if they want to be top 4 contenders, they need to win these type of games. And with the injection of Latrell in a couple weeks' time to really help bring their season home, if they can stay as close to the 4 as possible, if they can get home finals that first week, that would be a massive in for them.
Yeah, I don't really want to play them. They're just a team that you don't want to play. They've got stars all around the paddock. Cameron Murray, what a great player he is. And they've missed him a little bit through this origin period. But, man, with that Latrell Mitchell, when Cody Walker gets Latrell Mitchell to his left and they've got an AJ there as well, geez, they're a dangerous side and they'll go close to beating anyone, I would have thought.
They're one of those teams, I feel like they still haven't hit their straps.
Yeah, they haven't.
And for them to only be one win outside of the 4, alongside multiple other teams, because it's really congested there, but it is scary where they could get to once fully healthy and if they really start playing that footy that I think they're capable of. And you just know a Wayne Bennett coach side come finals time.
Oh, he won't be panicking.
No.
He'll know that they've got the best footy ahead of them, and they're a bit like the Roosters. Still haven't seen enough, but they're thereabouts,
Yeah,
right?
Roosters in 4th is crazy. They seem like a roller coaster. Friday night, Titans Dogs. Titans $1.92 at home on the Gold Coast. Dogs $1.88. Both teams coming in off wins. Home side riding a high after beating Penrith. The Dogs tipped up Manly, of course, 13 points to 12 thanks to a Stephen Crichton field goal. The Titans, for me, have looked a whole lot better over the last month. They play 7 out of their last 10 games at Seabus. So they've got a nice little run home as well. They have the chance to finish the season really strong. This dog side has only won 1 of their 7 games away from home this year. So something to factor in there. For the Titans, Tino comes back after being rested last weekend post-Origin. For the Dogs, Crichton again named at 6, Matty Burden in the centres. Satili Tupanua, a massive blow for them. Hamstring injury, out for 8 weeks. Josh Curran comes into the second row there. Jacob Preston, though, listed amongst the reserves as he looks to return from that arm injury he suffered in round 12 against the Storm. That would be a massive in for them.
He's a brilliant player, eh? And you get the sense that they're missing that sort of punch. Like, I know Stephen Crichton's was good last week, and they've shifted that around with Matt Burden and Stephen Crichton. I'm not sure whether that, it seemed like the right move at the time during the game and when it happened, and it clearly worked. But, I don't think that was the major issue for me. And I think with Jacob Preston coming back in, they'll probably be a better side, I think, if they just reverted back to where Stephen Crichton was and get Stephen Crichton back to playing at his origin level centre. And, he's the best centre in the comp on his day. So,
big time. I want him back in the Blues, but then, now he's playing 6. So
it's you can't then go to centre.
Yeah, for me, that Galvin-Preston combo at the start of the year, that had Jacob Preston playing origin footy, basically, before his injury. I think for the Dogs, and we've spoken about it heaps, but 13-12, that just screams to me defense more than anything, and that's the key to them. That's the side they were last year. They were outstanding defensively, and it doesn't matter if you lack points on attack. If you can hold teams to bugger all, then 9 times out of 10 you're going to win. So that'll be the key for them in this one. The Dogs have won 5 of their last 7 against the Titans. The Titans, speaking of defense, they were 17th last year. They're now up to 9th in that category, so doing some good work there. Philip Sami has scored a try in his last 4 straight games. Curtis Morin, $5.60. 4 tries in his last 5 games up against his old side. I reckon he could be a good shout. I don't mind the Titans in this one. I think it's going to be really, really close.
It's going to be a good battle. It's good. I would say that this is probably not going to be the highest quality of games, technical-wise, when we get into the rugby league purist stuff. Yeah. But, it's a battle. And the Titans, they're no mugs. They beat Penrith last week. So and they're at home this week like they were last week. So Tino back. They're a good chance.
They are. Friday night footy, we get a double header too. So that Titans game was the first one. Then you get Broncos Roosters, which I'm sure when the draw came out.
I swear they play like 4 times a year, these two teams.
Well, these are like two of the biggest clubs, probably the biggest clubs in the game, right? And I'm sure when this came out and the AI spat it out and they saw round 17, the powers that be at the NRL thought, how bloody good. 2 top 4 sides going at it. This one is going to pack out Suncorp. I have a feeling Suncorp on Saturday is going to be busier than it is for this game. Because, of course, the Wars take on the Finns on the Saturday. That turf is going to be shithouse. We know that already. But
that's probably good for us.
Yeah, could well be. Slow it down a little bit. We know that Warriors fans are going to show up in massive numbers, and the Finns have a good fan base there too. But as mentioned, they probably thought this was going to be a top 4 clash. Not to be. Defending champion Broncos have now lost 6 in a row. They've conceded 218 points in those 6 games. That's just over 36 a game. They sit 13th on the ladder. Roosters sitting in 4th. Impressive against the Sharks last week. If you talk about teams that compile on points, the Chooks are one of those. For me, it's just consistency. Like, with all that said, I could see a world where the Roosters make this a lot harder than it should be.
Well, 218 points speaks for itself. Like, they should be winning this game, the Sydney Roosters, the Tricolours. There's something telling me the Broncos will battle. I think I've maybe said that all season. I don't think I've come out and said that teams are going to get absolutely obliterated, but this one has the sort of feel that it could go one way only.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about the Broncos that could actually battle in this one.
Yeah, so Reece Walsh is back, Tony Stagg's back, Payne Haas back. No Adam Reynolds, he's out with a hammy.
Oh, is he?
Ezra Mam out with a shoulder. So Ben Hunt partners Duffy in the halves. I actually don't mind that. The Hunt thing I'm not so big on. They just extended him for another year. But I've said this multiple times on here. I reckon Reynolds slows them down a little bit on attack.
Well, he plays 2 games and then he gets injured for 3. And then he plays 2 games and then he does
always on runaways. The old boy, the hammies can't quite hold up.
They love showing that on Sky as well.
Oh, big time. Yeah, you see about 50 replays of that. Xavier Willison moves to lock to accommodate Haas. Still no Paddy Carrigan. For the Chooks, Hugo Savala returns from concussion at centre. Billy Smith out to the wing. Tommy Talau goes to the interchange. Tedesco good to go despite suffering a broken nose against the Sharks. He'll be playing this because he wants to prove that he's good to go for Origin too. For the Broncos, they haven't defeated the Roosters at Suncorp since 2019. I found that one a little interesting. 7 years there. The Roosters have won 9 of their last 12 against the Bronx. Teddy, 200th game for the Roosters, and Katoni Stagg, 6 tries in his last 6 games at Suncorp. I think the Chooks should win this. If they play like they did last week against the Sharks, they'll be too good. I don't know if I'm alone in this. I just still have, I'm 80% there on the Chooks. Normally their back end of the season is really strong and they hit finals red hot, but something about me says that this isn't a guaranteed.
No, it's not. Their squad does sort of say that they should be winning this game quite comfortably. And then you look at the Broncos' form and you add that on top and it's a lay-down misère. But, I mean, I need a big game from Payne Haas.
Yeah.
Like, he was okay in Origin, but he was nowhere near what Payne Haas isn't. He's come off some injuries and we know that. But, man, there's some players in there that need some big games. Big games.
I think the Roosters win in round 9 against the Bronx actually started the slump.
Have they played twice already this year?
I think they have,
Yeah. I just feel like I've seen this game 3 or 4 times this year.
Well, we get to see it again.
Guess what? Yeah.
Super Saturday, triple header, 5 p.m. kickoff. Can't wait for this one. Dolphins up against the Warriors. Dolphins $1.48, Wars $2.65. Like you said, you go all whites into Warriors. If both can pull off upsets, this would be one of the great Saturday nights.
Bad night to be in Auckland.
Would that get the all whites through, by the way?
Yeah, it would. Wow. Yeah, no, it would. No, 100% it would.
Love that.
4 points, yeah.
Love that. Second v third, game of the round. Strap yourselves in. Game's at Suncorp, so Warriors fans, I know you're going to show up. Caxton Street will be so damn hectic. Dolphins on a 7-game winning streak. The last team to beat them, us. 20 points to 18, Anzac weekend back in Wellington. They welcome back Isaiah Katoa, which was really unfortunate. Got rested last week. He had a knee injury. They said he would have been good to go. They put him on ice, which shows how much they are prioritising this clash as well. They also get back their Origin lads. Hammer, he's back. Maxi Plath, Tommy Flegler, and Selwyn Cobbo. Fuck, has Cobbo hit some form?
God, he was good in Origin, eh?
I thought he was man of the match.
Yeah, I did too. And he's such an interesting one because when we first did our Origin teams, I'm not sure whether I was that high on him. I sort of thought he'd been average going into the series and that he hadn't played that well.
I think I said to target him, and I feel like at the start of the game one, they did target him, and they had Havili on him basically every time he caught the ball because he's got an error in him. But shit, ever since he survived that early onslaught, he has been unreal, man.
Looks powerful.
Yeah, he's a scary sight. And I guess when the Broncos let him go to the Finns, this is what Finns fans were so excited about. But, Jesus, if Queensland win the series, I think he gets player of the series, personally.
Yeah, he's definitely a shout.
Tommy Gilbert out with a minor throat injury that he picked up against the Tigers, so that's some good news there for Warriors fans. Nothing crazy. Henry, I saw that head shake, mate. Settle down. Felice Kafusi, Brad Schneider, and Keeley moved to the bench. Trey Fuller and Tavita Naufahu dropped to the reserves, which is a testament of their squad, right? Naufahu's been running like 250 metres a game, and Fuller is an absolute gun. So this is a red-hot Finn side that, apart from Tommy Gilbert, is pretty much full strength.
Yeah, and they're bench players as well on the interchange. It's just Brad Schneider as the sort of outside back.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised maybe if one of those move in. I don't know. I just get the sense that there's too much firepower to leave on the bench, whereas they can change the game. Whereas if you look at ours, I know we've got Lukey Met, but there's no outside back. And I know you don't normally cover outside backs, but with a 6-man bench, if you get your interchanges right and how many, I guess, forwards you've got, I feel like those are some good players to have, like Trey Fuller. Like Tavita Naufahu has played unbelievable.
Yeah. I feel Trey Fuller came in off the 6-man bench against us in Wellington.
In Wellington, yeah.
And he was deadly. I think he played out in the centres.
So just like having that ability to bring someone in like that to change the game if they need would probably be.
Break glass in case of emergency, like the Reece Walsh option during Origin, right? It's great to have some strike like that. For the Warriors, of course, Jackson Ford's the big one. And I actually got quoted in a Warriors Facebook fan group saying, good news, guys, Surly believes the Jackson Ford injury isn't as bad as it could be. Well, I guess part of that is correct. Like a fully torn pec would be a year.
Yep, over the rest of the season, and he'd probably come back midway through next.
10 to 12 weeks back for finals footy, not the worst outcome. I was hoping for like 4 to 6 when I was saying that.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we see him again this year.
Oh, really?
Well, 10 to 12 weeks
is the last round of the season. I reckon we get him back.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
have we still got
him back for week 1 for finals?
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I definitely think if we're second and whatever, we get the next week and then we'll see him,
It just shows to me how tough Jacko Ford is. The fact he was like, actually feels quite good, didn't have it in a sling, mate. I know, it's a peck. I would have got wheelchaired out of the joint if it was 10 to 12 weeks, mate. I would have been in agony. But a big blow for us. That is 80 minutes that we need to replace, and a workhorse defensively gets through a load of work. Every carry he makes is always good, and it's his work rate, right? Like, leads the kick chase, does all the little things so well. He's a real tone setter for us too, brings us energy, and just sets the standard where it's like, follow me. I do like that Tanner gets the start. We've seen enough from him over the last few weeks to show that he can pull off that role, and I think the return of Kurt Capewell helps us get a little bit of that workhorse back. Like, Kurt will lead the kick chase every time. That's just what he does, but there's no doubt we're going to miss him this week in particular. Fish and Lecker back after this bye for that Tigers game in 2 weeks' time, so that'll make the pain hurt a little bit less as well, getting someone like Fish back through the middle, but look, there's no doubting Jacko Ford over the last couple of years, his game has gone to another level, and this year in particular, he was leading the Dally M's. What's up with our guys leading Dally M's before closed doors and then suffering major injuries?
Yeah, it's something we've got to stop next season. Like, simply.
Yeah.
Well, because it's 2 years in a row,
I don't know how you stop it.
No, I don't know. And you want your guys playing good footy and Origin footy, which he should have been. But I mean, he wouldn't have picked up that injury if he was playing Origin, wouldn't he?
True.
Because he would have been playing through the middle in Origin and then he wouldn't have backed up.
Yeah.
Onto another note, but it's tough because he sort of brings you that non-stop impact, the non-stop work rate that you just know you're going to get. And it's like everyone's calm around him because they know he's going to play 80 minutes. They know he's going to battle hard. He's going to make his tackles and he's going to run for 200 metres or whatever it is. But without that, it's almost like, you got Tanner filling in for 20 minutes and then it's Demi coming in to play more minutes, and it's just that mix doesn't feel as right if Jackson Ford's there because they've kind of got to shift around. So you'd think that means that a couple more players are going to just have to play more minutes, right?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. And you mentioned the minutes thing. Like Tanner, so Marata's been named on the bench. He's dropped back now that Kate Ball's back, so he'll play a role through the middle for sure. Demi will come on for Aaron Clark like he has been. The one I'm interested in is Eddie Iremaya Toiava, and it was mentioned, I think I said it a few weeks ago, that Webby was asked around if we lose Jacko Ford for Origin, who's that next guy that comes in, and he said we've got another 80-minute middle forward in Eddie. I'd be really, I think he's been good over the last couple of weeks and he's showing some development in his game. I would love to see him get like a 50-minute stint here where he can really show where he's at, because if they see him as like a potential 80-minute middle, then now is the chance to unleash something like that, and that would help our bench rotation massively.
Yeah, I actually agree, because you trust your players. Like Webby has talked about it non-stop this year about how he trusts his young guys, and they've always been impressive in training, off the bench, whatever they're doing. So you'd have to think that you'd back yourself to play him for 50 minutes, like you said, and then that makes it so much more simple.
Yeah, we need to win the middle. Like, that is an area we can't afford to lose. And when we talk long kicking game and things that we lack, if we're winning the middle, it all of a sudden doesn't matter. But going up against a big boot like Isaiah Katoa, if there is parity in the middle even, then we might struggle and find the Dolphins starting their sets 20 metres down the park compared to where we are, like it was often the case against the Sharks and the Panthers at times throughout those games too. So a big focus area for us there. Good to see Sam Healy named again. He was named last week and then dropped out. He was down at the game at Christchurch, said he was feeling pretty damn good, so I think he'll be back in the mixer this week. Unfortunate extended bench, really good to see Jai Lanane on there again. He was on there last week, ended up playing Cup. He's named to start again for Cup this week, so wouldn't be surprised if that's what he does. It's hard. Cup are playing Sunday in Sydney. We're in the Suncorp on the Saturday, so it makes it tough for guys like that to travel between the both. Like Lukey Met on the extended bench for us, or on the bench for us, but not named to play New South Wales Cup as a result, just because of the travel factor. Jai Lanane, though, scored a double again last week. 90% tackle success. He's a weapon, and if teams continue to attack our edges, and in particular our centre-wing combinations who haven't spent a lot of time together, I wouldn't mind seeing someone like a Jai get a crack. He's lightning fast, he's really strong and powerful, skill set of doom, and he's shown like he's scoring tries left, right and centre. He could give us that little bit of X factor, because I'm gutted. Rocco picked up a bit of a hammy during this game, played 40 minutes, wasn't bad, played 40 for Cup, last week in Christchurch. It wasn't bad. He's due back now round 19, but I have a feeling if he'd got through that game, we might have seen Rocco Berry this week.
Is that because of the defensive worries we've had on the edge?
It's interesting because going back and looking at the Cowboys tries, a couple of them were centres jamming in, not trusting insides, and then that's when Drinky throws that loopy ball, which saw them score a couple tries. A couple of them too were Laban Chanel getting caught a little bit compressed when Drinkwater scored that try where he just palmed off Chanel and scored. So I've always said it starts at the second rower or through the middle and then flows on out, but there were a couple there where Ali in particular seemed to just head in and jam in a little bit, where perhaps he got a little spooked and didn't trust his insides, thought we were numbers short, but we actually would have covered it. It's just little things like that. But, yeah, it's an interesting one because I feel like, more importantly, Jai gives us some real X factor out there. I wouldn't be surprised if Chance moves into the centres once AKP is back as well, but that seems like the area of debate for Warriors fans at the moment, just in terms of, like, our centres at the moment are good. Is there potential there where we could just go to the next level with some of that Roger-like X factor that we now find ourselves missing?
I know we lost our 2 games before last week, but does it take a loss where we have a couple of those errors to make a change like that?
I think so.
Because if we win, like Chance scored 4, but he led in a couple, or a couple on that edge, and then it was the centres that maybe made the wrong read.
Yeah.
But does it take a loss to actually have to change that? We've got to be proactive in that sense, right?
Well, I think so. And like Webby has shown, even that loss to the Sharks where people were calling for Matt straight back in, he's willing to give guys another crack, and Tomato rewarded that massively, which goes to prove his point, right? Like, these are quality footballers and guys can have average days at the office, but a lot of the times that performance doesn't come down solely back on them. It's not a reflection of them. There's often other factors at play too. So, yeah, I don't know. Webby's always been very loyal. Shit, it's worked for us, so it's the right thing to do. But, yeah, watch this because I feel like Jai, that's 2 weeks in a row now. He's got to be there or thereabouts. So we might see him on Rocco Berry too. Bit of a transfer whisper around him potentially heading to the Broncos, of course, off contract at the end of this year. The Broncos have supposedly targeted 4 guys. So Shibasaki has set himself a price that they cannot afford or that they're not willing to pay. In return, they've said Rocco Berry, Dane Gagai, Tommy Talau, Murray Taulangi could be guys that they look to go after to replace him. I'd be gutted to lose Rocco. He's still only 25. I feel like when healthy, he is among our best centre. It's just that health piece, right? 52 games in 5 years for the club. If those injuries didn't exist, he would have played double, maybe even triple that, because he's such a talent, defensively elite, and has a bit of X factor and strike at centre. But man, it just feels like every second or third week, and it's gutting for him because that's not his fault, is it?
No, it's not. And this might sound harsh, but I would be letting him go. Like, I just think contract-wise and what he's given to the Warriors, I just would let him go. And that's nothing against the player that he is. It's just his injuries.
No, it's fair because I feel like Warbrick coming, if we're extending Dowell, I could see Will Warbrick in the centres. I could see Grant Henderson in the centres. Then we also have Chans. Then we also have Chans, we have Wetz, we have Ali. So we have options. Jai as well.
I just would do that. Like, it's just something that I wouldn't be too. And the Broncos have a history of not paying overs, but they would give us a decent check, I would have thought, for it. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, I would be letting that happen.
Some big positional battles across the park in this one. I mentioned the middle. That's the key for me. Isaiah Katoa up against Tamare Martin is going to be a great matchup in terms of talk about playmakers and guys that can see things before they unfold and set things up like no one else. T was outstanding at that on the weekend, as we spoke about on Surly Set of 6. And for me, Isaiah Katoa is my favourite 7 to watch. The bloke is just a young magician, man, and every part of his game is so solid. So I always enjoy watching him, not really against the Warriors, but no doubt he'll be on this week. Jeremy Marshall-King up against Wade Egan. That is going to be a great battle. 2 creative halves that take a load of playmaking pressure off their team.
It's an important game for Jeremy Marshall-King too, because I want to see that for the Kiwis jersey too. Like, how does he front up against Wade Egan, against the Warriors? Like, these are the sort of games you want to be seeing. If you're Stacey Jones, he's watching it closely, so it's a big game.
They're pretty creative nines, very similar in a way too. Like, Jeremy Marshall-King does a lot around the ruck, and if they can get a quick ruck, it'll be his day, and if we can, it'll be Wado's day. Hammer up against Tane, that'll be a cool little matchup too, and then Max Plath and Flegler up against Tanner, Barney, and Aaron. That, to me, that matchup wins the game.
Yeah, whoever dominates it, I guess. I mean, I'm interested mostly to see the makeup of our minutes for the forwards. We've got to find the right balance to be able to get the strength, the power, not having the players off the field at the same time and still getting that same impact that Demi and stuff brings. So that's the important decision maker for me. I've got Webby.
For Eddie.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a big occasion and a big game, but I want to see it. And I have a feeling he's that type of player like Jacko. The longer the game goes on, the longer he's out there, the better he gets, because that's where his big engine just clicks in.
I see it.
I'd like to see that. Dolphins, they've scored 30 points or more in their last 6 games. So defensively, we have to be on. Those edges are going to cop a hammering with Herbie and co. So communication, locking it down. It's a lesser training week this week, so they're going to have to fix this in the film room. So fingers crossed they have done that. The Warriors, we've won 5 from 7 in Australia this season. Herbie, 8 tries in his last 6 games against the Warriors. And shout out to Dallin, 100th NRL appearance for the Warriors. So his 100th game in Warriors colours, he becomes just the 33rd player to join the club's 100-game Roll of Honour. He's having a great year. I always mention his yardage carries. The bloke's tough as shit. He's averaging 141 run metres per game, 31 tackle breaks, 12 line breaks, 86% tackle efficiency, and most importantly, 15 tries in his 14 games this season. When I think of Dell, I think that 2023 season. He, of course, scored a club record 25 tries that year. Some of them insane finishes as well. He has 74 tries in his 99 games for the Warriors. That's a strike rate of 0.74 per game. That's ahead of record holder Manu Vatuvai's strike rate. So add to that his durability. He's one of only 3 players to have played every match so far this year, alongside Wade, which surprised me a little bit.
What?
And Aaron Clark. So 2 guys that put through a shit ton of work.
I wonder how many games Wade Egan's gone down with an injury.
But played on, though. Every
on.
single one, probably.
Like, it just worries me every time he goes to ground.
Yeah.
On Dallin, yeah, great servant. Great servant. Like we talked about on Monday, just hasn't dropped off.
No.
He's increasingly sort of, I guess he's still improving. Like, I like what he's brought this year. I just like him to stay up a little bit more, like, rather than going down, holding his head every play. As a rugby league purist, I don't want to see the game get to that point.
Yeah.
And I know that he does get caught high a lot of the time, and a lot of them are valid. I don't think all of them are valid, though.
No.
So I'd like to see him stay on his feet a little bit more. But, yeah, great servant.
Yeah, lovely guy, great bloke, great player. Stoked to see him getting the recognition this year. And, geez, I'd love to see him score a try or 3 in his milestone game.
Is that confirmed, his extra deal?
I think
where are we
it is
at?
pretty much confirmed, yeah, which is a big turnaround compared to the start of the year, right? And that leads me to believe, like we were talking about the Rocco stuff, like Warbrick's going to start. So I think he could well be in the centres, which excites me too. That's a really good addition, a great kick target.
Powerful too.
Powerful centre. So let's wait and see, but good luck to Dell. Yeah, this one's going to be one through the middle for me. So fingers crossed it's our day at Suncorp. Cowboys $3.90, Panthers $1.26. Cows on a 3-game losing streak. Panthers, they'll be fired up. Real loss to the Titans. They get back their origin lads. Cleary, he will want a big performance. Had himself a shocker in game 2. Mary Fowler in attendance for this game too, I believe. So you want to play well in front of your misso. And she probably looked at game 2 and thought, shit, Nate's not that good. He's tricked me into believing he's the man.
I want Selwyn Cobbo, she might have said.
She wants a piece of Selwyn. Here we go. Isaiah Yeo, Brian To'o, they are back as well. Paul Alamotti pushes to the centres. Luke Garner, Jack Cogger, Liam Henry all slide to the interchange. No Casey McLean, no Mitch Kenny, but this team is still stacked. For the Cowboys, just the one change for them. Liam Sutton to the 6-man bench for Johnny Bateman. Nothing groundbreaking there. Cowboys, they actually have the best winning record against the Panthers of any team in the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, I was going to say that they've had some famous wins. Like, I seem to remember, was it a extra time one a couple of years ago or last year that I seem to remember?
Yep.
I mean, there's something about the Panthers right now. Surely they wouldn't lose 2 in a row.
You wouldn't think so. They've only conceded 43 points in their last 4 games. Mental. Murray Taulagi, 7 tries in his last 4 at Queensland Country Bank Stadium.
That didn't help me last week. I put it. He was in my same game multi.
Oh, cost ya.
Yeah, cost me. And then they scored 4 down the other end with the other corner.
Classic. Braden Burns was the guy, though. Yeah. Brian To'o, 7 tries in 7 games against the Cows. Taumalolo, 300th NRL game, the first Cowboy to reach that milestone. So.
Milestone, man. That's got to be a punch, surely.
Yeah.
Either him or who's the other guy? I know Dallin's playing as 100.
Dell going in there.
There was one earlier in the game.
Yeah, there was a 250th, wasn't there?
Moses, was it?
Moses, Mitchie Mo.
Oh, here we go. Moses or Taumalolo anytime.
There we go. They always hit a.
One of them. Does. One of them will on the weekend.
Yeah, and I'm always on the wrong one. Manly versus the Storm. Manly $1.50. Storm $2.60. Storm have won 5 of their last 6. They're up to 11th. But, of course, that ladder is so compressed that they could well be hired with a couple more wins. Manly, heartbreaking Golden Point loss to the Dogs last week. Turbo, though, another game under his belt. They'll be keen to get back into the winner's circle. This is a rivalry game. These two sides do not like each other historically. For Manly, no Ruben Garrick. He's out with concussion. Brandon Wakeham out as well as Kobe Hetherington too. So a couple changes for them. Clayton Fa'alolo, he is among the reserves. He looks to return from a hamstring injury. He would be a bloody good get for them. For the Storm, the big one is Jerome Hughes, out with a hamstring. Tyron Wishart, good player. He gets the start at halfback. Harry Grant returns to the starting side after coming off the bench last week. But, yeah, the main talking point for them is no headgear assassin Jerome Hughes. Wishy, he's good, but it's a drop-off for sure.
Yeah, Wishart's a great player, and especially to be able to plug in if Munster or even your fullback, even if Sewer's unfit. Clayton Fa'alolo, he's the one for me. Like, I still harp on about this, that Magic Round performance, like... They've got to find a spot for him.
If he's good to go, you chuck him in the centres here. They've got Josh Valetti in for Ruben Garrick. That's an easy swap out.
I would have, yeah.
Or even at the back, Turbo into the centres.
Well, one of those two, because for me, he's an attacking weapon that I mean, him running at Joe Chan, Moses Leo, Jack Howarth, like they're good defensive players, but they're not powerhouse defensively.
On those names, 2 of the 3, it's rumoured the Storm have told they can go. Joey Chan and Jack Howarth.
I'm a big Jack Howarth fan.
I'm surprised because I feel like they've invested a lot into Jack Howarth.
I mean, I think they would have cut Joe Chan off after that performance in round, I don't even know what round it was. He was in my fantasy team, and I just remember he made like 4 errors during the first half, and then he got an absolute like earful at halftime, and they showed it on the broadcast, and then he made an error 2 minutes into the second half and got pulled, and then didn't play for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, for me, like, I think that's when that contract ended.
Yeah.
But Jack Howarth, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, he's a Kiwi too. Maybe he wants to come up.
Here we go.
That would be nice. Manly, they've won 4 of their last 6 against the Storm. Warbrick, 7 tries in his last 6 games. Tolu Kola, 14 in his last 15 at 4 Pines. And the Saab Marine, Jason Saab, 7 tries in his last 7 against the Storm. I think this is going to be a really good game. If Hughes was there, I think the Storm could well have potentially been favourites as well. So looking forward to that one to round out your Saturday. Super Sunday doubleheader. 2 games, well, the first game anyway, bit of a poo slinger. Raiders,
That's
Dragons.
going to be a tough watch.
One for the purists. I'll be watching though.
Oh, absolutely.
Dusty on the couch. How dusty depends on the coat.
And how
Fingers
happy
crossed.
will you be? That's a good point.
Exactly. Raiders $1.25, Dragons $3.25. Bit of money there for the Dragons.
Come on.
Simi Sasagi back though after 5 games out with a shoulder injury. Welcome back to my fantasy side as well. Made that purchase this morning. Big Pups still out though, and that's a big one for them. Seb Chris moves to the interchange bench for the Dragons. Dean Young, same starting 13 as last week. So that young forward pack will be looking to test themselves against the Green Machine. And for me, that is where the game will be won. The Raiders have won 5 of their last 6 against the Dragons, but they've also lost 5 of their 7 games at home this year, the Raiders. So historically, Canberra, tough place to go, bit of a shithole. Stadium, the glass breaks when you punch the windows. It's got all sorts going on. That has not been a fortress for them this year.
No, it hasn't. Just looking at their lineup, why? I mean, Owen Paddy, like, would they not go Jaden Brayley at 9, who's been a hooker probably his whole career? And then when you look on the bench, like, yes, they're a little bit short on forwards, and with Papa out, it probably would be an easier choice. But I mean, like, Morgan Smithies could play lock. Like,
yeah, it's a weird one.
I just don't. They're undersized.
Yes. Owen
for
Paddy
no reason.
Has massive raps on him.
Yeah.
And when he has got opportunities, he's been great, but they haven't given him many opportunities this year.
It just seems an odd mix of a pack when they're normally so strong, right?
Yeah, that's normally their strength. I feel like Paddy will give them a bit of playmaking. He's quite a crafty 9, and perhaps they're looking to try and score a few more points.
And then I guess Brayley's just there to
do
tackle
the hard shit, right?
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. The Dragons haven't won in Canberra since 2015. Valentine Holmes, your boy, 7 tries in 6 games at GIO Stadium. Matt Timoko, 5 tries in his last 5 against the Dragons. That one to me is a genuine coin toss. So I'm excited to see where we get to for our tips. Like,
the Dragons
Canberra should win, but I think the Dragons will give them a run.
Well, they're going to win eventually, the Dragons, again.
Yeah. Well, they almost bet the Knights.
They did.
And that Knights side without KP and Lucas, to me, is a better side than this Raiders team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's probably like they're up against a motivated Canberra side at home who haven't been great at home, like you just mentioned before. But, yeah, like, for me, it's the Raiders, and if they don't win, it's an embarrassment, really.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I might have to go to the Dragons. But yes, it would be embarrassing.
Yeah, it would be. Come on.
Knights, $1.44, Tigers, $2.80 to round us out. I'm looking forward to this game. Knights were pushed all the way last week, but they get back KP and Dylan Lucas, which is just massive for them. For the Tigers, Adam Dewey back. Huge return. Welcome back to your fantasy team.
Great for my fantasy team.
I'm thinking I'm going to try find a way to buy him in. I've got one more trade left this week.
I don't really know why I've held him for 8 weeks or whatever it was, but I mean, he doesn't lose money in fantasy when he's injured, like he's not playing. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. But I've kept him, and I'm happy now that I've got him.
He is a massive game changer for the Tigers. They were looking so good when they had him. His playmaking ability, kicking game, he is going to be huge. Speaking of important as well, Alex Twal back. He is just going to meter eat and workhorse through the middle. So I reckon this is going to be a great game. The Knights have won 4 of their last 5 at McDonald Jones Stadium. The Tigers have won their last 2 games against the Knights, though. Fletcher Sharp, 16 tries in 16 games at McDonald Jones. Dream Buller, 6 tries in 5 games against the Knights. Tommy Young, 8 tries in his last 6 games against the Tigers. So plenty of try-scoring options there. I reckon a Dommy Young Buller into maybe Knights, a nice little same-game multi there, but I think this one could go down to the wire, and I wouldn't be surprised, like either team within 6 points for me.
Yeah, it's definitely a battle that could go either way, and I'm interested to see where tipping goes with that one.
On that note, let's do it. You're up 34-27 after your memory reminded you of Origin. So you won the week 3-2 last week as well, so you are saying team, and then if we agree, you pick the margin as well, and we go from there.
Okay. Let me just get my tipping app up, because I like to just go off what I've actually picked.
Yep.
Rather than change off vibe.
I think you're going the Bunnies.
I am going the
Thursday night
Bunnies.
footy up against Para.
Yeah.
And I will go the Bunnies as well.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Eels there.
Yeah.
I'll go by 8.
Okay. I will go more.
Damn it. I know that I'm going to do a different pick to you in this one, but I'm going to go the Bulldogs.
I'm going to go the Titans.
Sweet. The Roosters.
Yep. I'm going the Roosters too.
I'm going the Dolphins.
Oh, you have to give a Roosters margin.
Oh, you said Roosters, sorry.
Yeah. Whoa, he's going Dolphins.
Yeah. You know that now. I mean, I think you probably knew that anyway.
Yeah, I did.
Roosters,
Yeah,
Rooster, man.
Jeez. You're a Rooster man, eh?
10. Nah, 12. 12.
I'm going to go over.
Okay. And yeah, I just think with our left side defence, I think there's a chance we could get absolutely obliterated down that edge.
Yep.
And without Jackson Ford, and they've got Katoa back and all their players, so I'm going to go the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's
a valid pick.
It's a fair tip.
They
I
are
feel
the
like
favourites.
99% of the sporting NRL fandom outside of the Warriors diehards would say that. Fortunately, I'm a Warriors diehard, so I'm going with the Warriors.
It's no issue by me.
Great stuff.
Because I technically wanted to pick the Warriors.
Yeah. It's a win-win. Cows, Panthers?
Panthers.
Yep, Panthers for me too.
14.
I'm going to go under.
Okay. Storm for me.
I'm going to go Manly.
Cool. Very happy with that tip. The Raiders.
I'm chasing wins here. I'm going to go the Dragons.
Okay. That's locked in, by the way.
Yep.
The Knights.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Knights too.
10.
That's a tough
That's
one.
a good margin,
Yeah,
that.
I'm going to go under.
Okay.
Just down to the Adam Dewey factor. Interesting one. So you've gone Bunnies by 8. I went over that. You went Dogs. I went Titans. You went Roosters by 12. I went over that against the Broncos. You've gone the Finns. I've gone the Warriors. We've both gone the Panthers. You said 14. I went under. You went the Storm. I went Manly. You went the Raiders. I went the Dragons. And you went the Knights by 10. And I've gone under that. So pretty similar this week. Right, no Super Rugby. But we mentioned in the intro, 10 days out from Test 1, under the roof, One New Zealand Stadium, Takar down in Christchurch, up
Great
against the
stadium.
French. That place is going to be nuts. Like, Warriors was insane, and I feel like it's going to go to another level here, but only, I don't think it's going to be louder.
No,
I think
it won't be
Warriors
louder.
fans are loud.
It'll feel more important, I
Yes.
feel, like inside the state, like tents.
Well, they're rolling in another,
5,000 seats.
5,000 seats, and I think you will feel that in the atmosphere down there.
Like the tension, like when like a Will Jordan break or something,
Yeah.
will have everyone off their seat and a bit
Yeah.
tense.
And there'll be a pin drop
Yeah.
at moments. It'll be
Yeah.
more like that, right? Where Warriors fans are up and about the whole time.
And don't shut up either. Like
Yeah.
it's loud in there.
Yeah, big time.
It won't be that loud.
I thought we could go through our teams for game one.
Okay. On the
I've got
fly.
a team here that I want to see. I've gone with that. You might want to
Do you want
come
me to
from
do
a
okay.
different... You might put your Dave Rennie, Barnesy, that
No
type
bullshit,
of...
Barnesy.
Yeah, no bullshit Barnesy, Mike Blair, Jason Ryan, Tana Umanga hat on, and maybe go with what you think they will actually go with. I do have to say I've left Well, I've put guys in that are under injury clouds, and then I've given an option with them out. So those guys are Wallace Satiti and Will Jordan for me.
Okay.
Those are
and
players.
I know Tupou Vai is also under an injury cloud for concussion picked up in the final, who didn't return to that game.
I think
Jamie Hanna's in the squad. I think it'd be good to go too, but in saying that, if he's failed that HIA in the game, in rugby, I'm pretty sure it's 2 weeks.
Yep.
And the 14th day is the test between France, meaning that he would have had to have passed that HIA test to be available.
Okay, I will chuck him in as my...
So I've put him
well.
in too. I'm just checking if Kareem Lopez has been traded here.
Live. We love that. From the
we're at the 14th pick, and he's not. The 13th pick, and he hasn't been drafted
This is kind of where he's meant to go, right?
Yeah, I've just watched the Thunder pick, and we've taken Andy Mara, a massive rim protector, like 7 foot. Sorry, live.
No, this is good. This is good.
But yeah, we'll get into the rugby now. Okay, so you want...
Does that mean Chet gone?
It kind of says, I think, Hardenstein, actually.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes
which
sense.
makes a lot more sense.
Okay, so I've gone team I want to see, and I'll roll you through, I guess, my 23.
Okay, and then
I'll give you my bracketed options for those injuries.
So this is what you would pick, and I'm going to do what it's probably more likely to be. That's if you've done some rogue selections.
Yeah. So first test, I'm going De Groot, Almore, and Tossie as my starting front row.
De Groot, Almore, Tossie, yep.
My locks are Tupou Vai and Josh Lord. If Vai is unavailable, then Sam Derry and Lord for me. My loose forwards are Wallace at 6, Ardy at 7, Peter Lakai at 8. If Wallace is out, then it's Simon Parker with Ardy and Lakai for me. My 9 is Roygaard. My 10 is Love. On one wing, I have Fehe. On the other, I have Leroy Carter. My midfield is Geordie Barrett and Quinn Tupaia, and my fullback is Damian McKenzie. If Will Jordan is available, then D-Mac to me goes to 10, Will Jordan at 15, and Ruben Love moves to the bench. My bench is Taukiaho, Xavier Numia, Lomax, Tui Polotu. If Parker is not starting for Wallace, then he's in that jersey. If he is starting, then Luke Jacobson. Then I have Cortez Ratama. I have D-Mac there if Will Jordan is at... I have Ruben Love there if Will Jordan is in. And then I have Josh Morby as my 23. If Will Jordan isn't in, that 22 becomes interesting for me. It would probably be Bodie, but I don't think we don't need 10 cover, right?
No,
because there's already 2 of them. Does Billy Proctor, who just covers 13... do enough there?
Yes, because Quinn Tupaia is playing, so if one of Geordie or Quinn get injured, one will go to 12.
Or would you go Anton, who can play 12, 13 wing? You've got Morby there, who's an outside cover.
I'll do what I do.
Okay.
But I see where you're going with that.
I'm just saying that 22
is
less obvious as what it's been in the past due to the versatility in that back line. Like Leroy Carter can play centre too. So.
Yep. And he can also play 9.
Yeah, there you go. Hit me with yours.
Okay, well, I've gone a little bit of a different route, actually, with a couple of my selections, and I'll explain. I think I've been a lot more conservative here of what I think Rennie will do in his first test.
Yep.
I agree with a lot of your selections.
I didn't have Cody Taylor and guys like that, which scream first test, right?
So I think my front row, this is what I think Dave Rennie will do.
Odds Fletcher Newell is in this. Big Fletcher Newell fan over here.
And I'll explain the selections with the injuries as well. Ethan de Groot, I think, will start just because he's fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh, had a really good season.
Yep.
Cody Taylor, he's probably going to be the All Blacks vice captain, and I think he'll start in Christchurch. Fletcher Newell as well at 3. This is just what I think.
Your boy.
It's my boy. I love Fletcher Newell. I've got Tupou Vai and Josh Lord there, but I think it will be Sam Derry and Lord if Vai's out, because I think they'll keep Patrick Tupou on the bench. Excuse me. I've got Wallace Satiti obviously at 6, Ardy Sevilla at 7, and Lakai at 8. If it's not Satiti, it'll be Parker at 6. I've got Cameron Roygaard at 9, and I do think they'll go with Ruben Love at 10. In the midfield, Geordie Barrett and Quinn Tupaia.
Yep.
And then my back 3 on the left wing is Caleb Clark. On the right wing is Josh Morby. and at fullback is Damien McKenzie.
Okay, so the differences in the starting teams there were Cody Taylor at hooker, and then
Fletcher Newell, you went Tossie.
Yep, Newell for Tossie, and then the back three, the wingers mainly.
Yeah, all three.
Morby in for Carter, and Caleb in for Fehe.
Yeah. And then my bench is the Safa Amor, Xavier Numia, and Tyrell Lomax.
Yep.
I think they'll just stick with the Hurricanes trio that play a lot of footy together. Patrick Tuipulotu in the 19 jersey. It'll be Simon Parker if Simon Parker's not starting.
Yep.
But then I've gone Luke Jacobson.
Same here, yep.
Cortez Latimer in 21. I think Preston's a genuine chance because of how much they've talked him up about his impact off the bench.
Yeah.
But I think the likely option's probably Cortez Latimer. And then I've gone Billy Proctor 22 and Fehi Whitianganofo 23. If Will Jordan's playing, I think they're still going to play Damien McKenzie at fullback and Will Jordan will be on the right wing. Which would mean Morby will be number 23 instead of Fehi.
Yeah. Okay. I'm keen to see Will Jordan on the wing.
I just think that they really love Damien McKenzie's game driving ability, his kicking ability from the back of the field, his coverage, and his experience.
I feel like his braveness under the high ball, but also his ability to counter from anywhere.
And that's what they've talked up.
Yeah.
So I just think they'll go with him at 15 no matter what. And that's sort of where I'm at.
It's probably our strongest. Like, if you go D-Mac at the back, Will Jordan on a wing, that is probably our strongest back three because there's a couple untested guys in there.
And something that they didn't get right under Scott Robertson was the bench impact. So that's why I think that it's big that they get that right. And that's why the Hurricanes trio are Safa Amua, Xavier Numia, and Tyrell Lomax. If they do that, or it could be Tossie and then Lomax could start. But whatever that could be with Patrick Tuipulotu coming off the bench, like they need to get that mix right.
I got to say, seeing this coaching group and these lads in camp, like the social media stuff has already been a step up from the past, I feel like. But just seeing Barnesy, Tana, Dave Rennie in amongst these guys, it just feels like I'm filled with a weird sense of confidence early doors. And I kind of had it when Razor first came in because I thought he was going to kill it. But I was a little bit pissed off as well as the treatment of Foster. So there was like that little bit of a doubt cloud. Now, I just feel like this looks right.
Yeah, it does. It gives you a sense of sort of, like, you just trust them. I think a little bit more than what maybe we did last year, at least. Like in the first year, you got the sense like that. I thought it was the right decision to appoint Scott Robertson. And his coaching group, it just didn't really work out. So I got that sense in that first year with them too. So we kind of just need to see them on the paddock to be able to reinforce those feelings, don't we?
For sure. Shout out as well to David Havili, who has announced he's leaving the Crusaders. What a servant he has been to that jersey and that province, of course. Skippered the side, been a great player. I believe he turned down a deal like 4 years ago for big money to go overseas, wanted to chase this All Blacks World Cup dream. I think now he has realised that dream probably isn't going to happen at this stage. He's there or thereabouts, but further down the pecking order than he probably would have wished for. Believe he is heading off to Toshiba to take up a deal left by Richie Mo'unga. Don't quote me on it, but I believe that's where he could well be going. Good on him, man. No doubt that's money that sets up his family for life. So a player that deserves that type of contract. And, a little bit sad to see him go. Like, that social content was quite emotional too. But, heck of a Crusader, heck of a footballer, David Havili.
Yeah, my thoughts immediately went to Toyota Verblitz because of his
and he could well end up there.
He could end up there. I just thought because of Ian Foster's there and he got along quite well with Ian Foster, I believe.
Fozzie,
So that's where I thought, but I wouldn't be surprised with Toshiba, especially with them losing Shannon Frizzell as well. They've got a lot of cap space, so it wouldn't surprise me if that deal was quite good. Was
that like 11, 12 years at the Crusaders for Havili? I feel
15, I thought.
Wow.
I could be wrong on that. I know he's won 8 titles, and there's not many Super Rugby players that have won 8 titles. He might be among the only. I think Mitch Drummond might have won all 8.
He's still in and around.
I think he might have won all 8, but there'd be very, very few.
Yeah, and when you think of impact, like, no offense to Drummond, but you'd rank Havili as a greater Crusader than Drummond. So, well done to him on a hissing career here in New Zealand, and hope he goes well over in Japan. I think that's us.
It is us. No Kareem Lopez yet in the draft.
Still no, and we're not going to delay the pod until
no, we're not going to delay.
Not going to sit here till he does.
But it's now the 14th pick. So.
Right, so this is when he's what? They said 10 to 20 range, right?
Yeah, I thought he'd be going around 14. I would have thought.
Okay, well, fingers crossed when you're listening to this, he is already gone. Otherwise, still a big weekend of sport. Enjoy it. Tuck in, up the All Whites, up the Warriors. Let's hope for one of the great sporting Saturdays in New Zealand history. More so, let's not be dramatic on the All Whites side. Warriors beating the Finns at Suncorp wouldn't be New Zealand sporting history.
No, it wouldn't. But both of them together one day.
What a time that would be. Go well, enjoy it. How good.